get to our coverage of Raúl Castro indicted. So this is the first time in almost 70 years the United States has indicted a top Cuban leader for killing American citizens.
Now, we also want to show you that right now this Nimitz aircraft carrier is in the Caribbean. Now, this is the latest show of the U.S. not backing down to Cuba, but isn't any major sign of military plans. That's according to the New York Times. And that actually tracks with what President Trump told reporters, that we should not expect an escalation, that the country is falling apart, and that the Cuban government has lost control. So this morning, let's get over to your reporter, Maribel Rodriguez. She's joining us live at the Freedom Tower right there in downtown Miami with a closer look at what comes next after this unprecedented move against a top Cuban leader. Good morning, Maribel.
Ladies, good morning. It was a historic day here at the Freedom Tower before close to 500 people, family members of the victims, and on live television, acting U.S. Attorney General Todd Blanche made that highly anticipated announcement.
Today, we are announcing an indictment charging Raúl Castro and several others with conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals.
That announcement igniting a thunderous applause inside the Freedom Tower, where the 19-page indictment accuses former Cuban President Raúl Castro of charges for conspiracy to kill U.S. nationals, destruction of aircraft, and murder, along with 5 others listed in that indictment. And the question that was asked a number of times, will the U.S. go in like they did with Maduro in Venezuela, taking military action?
I'm the acting Attorney General of the Department of Justice. We bring charges. So the question you asked is a question that involves the Department, the President of the United States, the Secretary of War, the Secretary of State, and doesn't involve the acting Attorney General. So what I can tell you is that this is this indictment, as we've said a bunch of times today, is a result of a lot of hard work and what we believe is an important step in bringing some semblance of justice to the families and friends and loved ones of these men who were murdered. But beyond that, I'm not going to talk about what could happen with Cuba beyond that.
And among those who were present was the daughter of Armando Alejandre Jr. He is one of the 4 victims, and also Silvia Iriondo. She was on a 3rd plane on that day, February 24th, 1996, when 2 of the brothers to the rescue planes were shot down by Cuban MiGs. Coming up at 5:30, at 6:30, we'll hear from them. We're live in downtown Miami. Maribel Rodriguez, CBS News, Miami.
Yeah, looking forward to hearing from them. Maribel, thank you.